Okay, so apparently I am live at this current time. Yes, I am. Okay, so thank you. I'm saying thank you. Wow. Okay, I'm already starting off to a bad start. But yeah, so we're going to be starting a brand new series, a live series on Football Manager, and we're going to be managing a team in Spain. So let's just jump into it straight away. And like I said, we're going to be managing in Spain. I was considering doing Birmingham City, but I thought let's do something a bit different because we're doing a Birmingham City career mode in FIFA 20, which I'm still continuing. We're going to be managing in the second division, so we get to create something new. There was two teams that I was considering to be managing this save with, and one of them was Deportivo La Colonia, which is this team here. It's a fallen giant. It's won La Liga in the past, but you know, in real life they're 19th, but they're expected to finish third in Football Manager for some reason. Well, probably have got a really good team, but they just haven't been performing very well in real life. The other team that I am going to go for is Tenerife, because when I was younger, my family was planning on moving to Spain and to move to Tenerife. So it would have been my local team, and it would have been the team that I would have been supporting if I lived in Spain. So we're going to be trying to get Tenerife as far up as possible. Now I've already looked at Tenerife squad. I've looked at what's wrong with it, how we can improve it, some of the small issues that I found with the team, but I'll go through it all here. So I've actually kind of already set this all up because I actually done the live stream yesterday, but I actually didn't go live. So there's my fault. I should have looked into it a little bit more. But yeah, either way, let's jump into it. So I can tell you why we've done all these. So the playables is so there's youth people who we can see. The view onlys as well. You can get all youth players as well. There's one of them that I did put, and it was the Romanian second league, and I put it as view only. And if you have a look here, we've also added, it should be, yeah, some of the African nations as well, because there's a few people who I've seen on other YouTube videos who you can buy for a small amount, and which we're going to need because our transfer budget is only 440k. So, you know, we can't really do too much, but, you know, we have to work with what we've got. As you can see, so we've put Western African nations, Central African nations, we've done Europe, and we've done current international players, but I'm going to add, is it Central Europe or is it classed as Eastern Europe? I think it's Eastern Europe, and that's all like the Balkan regions and stuff like that. And I'm just going to put we've got players based in this, and it adds 3,000 extra players, so it doesn't actually damage the count. But this will include Serbia, Romania, Croatia, and these are all really nations that can really produce some really good young talents that we could potentially take from. I've known Hungary produce quite a few good strikers in the past in Football Managers, so hopefully we can take advantage of that. But that is everything. As you can see here, these are the advanced options at the bottom. We're not adding any key staff, so we're going to have to, my plan is to overhaul the entire staff and bring in the staff that we need, and we know that we can, you know, it will be some of the best staff in the league in my opinion if I get everybody that I want. Prevent using in-game editor. Yeah, I don't actually own the in-game editor, but I'll tick it anyway because I know some people say that other people cheat, but I don't want to class myself as this. So this is only things that are happening in the game. Now there's another thing that I was considering doing, but I'm not going to do it unless maybe next year I decide to do it. And that is, you can get rid of all your friendlies and set up something called leagues. So it's like a league friendly kind of thing. So it's like a trophy that you set up, and you can bring in some big teams. So you can invite Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Seville, Valencia, you know, all these big teams in the Spanish league. And what will normally happen is that you'll get, they'll want to TV view it, so you'll get money from that. You'll get all the match day revenue, and because there's quite a lot of fans on their side as well, and we've got a 25,000 seater stadium, we're going to be selling quite a lot of tickets as well. So you'd be easily be able to make, within 2 of these league tournament kind of things, you'd make an extra 2 million, which you'll see is quite significant from what we've got at the moment. So I'm just waiting for it all to load up and stuff like that. But what we're hoping to do with these live stream episodes, what's going on. So my plan is to try and do these once every 2 days. And I decided to do it with Football Manager because, one, I feel like it's entertaining, it can be quite quick, and also I know a lot of people don't like Football Manager because they feel like it's a very complicated game, and don't get me wrong, it is, and I'm still getting my head around it half the time. I'm still learning new things every day, but I like the challenge of it compared to FIFA, where I feel like I could quite easily jump with any team and within a matter of 5 seasons I could get them to the Premier League, winning Champions Leagues. You know, there isn't that much challenge in it, for my opinion, compared to Football Manager, where it's more about the scouting of players, which we're going to be using a lot because, like I said, we don't have that much value. We don't have that much money in this league, and we also don't have that much money in the club itself, but we're still decent enough to bring in some good players from like League One and stuff like that. And I say League One, I mean like the English League One. We're that kind of level at the moment. It isn't classed as like the Championship. Players would rather move to the Championship than come to the second division of Spanish football, but it is what it is, and hopefully we can try and do some good deals to get players done, and obviously we'll do that through scouting. We're going to have to buy younger players because of the budget as well. We don't have a lot of money. We're going to have to buy younger players, develop them, and we're going to have to sell them. I know a lot of people don't like the idea of a selling club, but if for us to become like a dominant force within Spanish football, you know, we're gonna have to sell a few players at the beginning of the game, at the beginning of a few seasons, to make quite a bit of money, and then that's when we can start looking at really developing a squad that's ready to push on to you know, up the league. God, it takes a while to so, like I said, these live streams will be happening once every 2 days. I might do it tomorrow because it's the weekend and I might be lost in it and I can't wait to continue the next episode kind of thing. These episodes will be 2.5 hours long. I've decided the reason why I wanted it as 2.5 hours long is because I've known some streamers who put it on their YouTube video. It's like 4 hours, and I find that ridiculously hard to stay entertained and to, you know, get really enveloped in a video, I guess. So I find that very hard. So 2.5 hours is long enough that you could watch an hour and think, you know what, I've got to do an activity or something like that, like I've got to go to the shops or going to play football with my mates. You know, it gives you that time to go and do that. Right, we need to edit my profile and I can quickly run through it as well. Right, I'm going to change my name. Can I do an underscore? Because I think that's what I done last year. I did, yeah, okay. And then if I just do right, actually I'm not going to do an underscore. I'm going to put my real first name, Bradley. There we go, put Bradley in. And then we can set our name as a nickname as just External Games, so we don't see Bradley at all. But as you can quickly see, yeah, so this is the profile. English, obviously. I was born in Birmingham. Favourite team is obviously Birmingham, of course I am. We'll jump into the appearances. This is everything. Wait, isn't all correct because I was born in 2001, and you know it's my birthday 2 days ago, so that's fun. This is a photo-generated picture of me. I look very baby-faced there, but you know, with the light it can be a bit weird sometimes. 9 stones. Ooh, I'm more. About 10. I don't really know my own height. Because I know it in feet. So what looks normal? Does that look normal? Whoa, that looks really tall. That looks super tall. We'll go with, yeah, just stick with 170, I guess. Yeah, that looks alright. We're going to be changing the tie, because as you can see in the background, the kit is blue and white. So we'll go with this nice blue tie, and we'll just keep it like that. So these are, I was considering changing this to make it a little bit more easy, well, harder for me really. But I'm actually going to leave it the exact same. I really don't mind this too much, because I don't really do a lot of training. But as you can see here, there's my stats. I can go through them all actually real quick. So attacking 20, defending a 20, fitness 14. I ain't put anything on the goalkeeping one and the fitness really, because I'm going to have fitness coaches and goalkeeper coaches that can do that for me. Tactical 15, mental 14, technical 18, working with youngsters 18, because I find myself more of a person that likes to buy younger players. Adaptability 13, determination 14, player knowledge 13. This is quite important actually because it allows you to look at, it puts it in your search pool of searching for players. So I could really bump that up, and I can find a lot more players in the English league or English players that we could potentially sign, but that's fine. Youngster knowledge 13, management 14, level of discipline 11, motivation 12. So that's pretty much it. I don't really have that much about it. We're going to start jumping into it straight away, and I can start telling you about the team, what we're planning on doing, and how we can move forward as a club and hopefully try and get promoted either this season or next season. I think it's most likely going to be next season we're going to make the push, but Tenerife have confirmed the appointment of Bradley Games as the club's new manager. Eyebrows have been raised in football at the appointment of the 20-year-old who has recently spent time away from the club football. He is sure to face plenty of questions when the media for the first time at the stadium. I don't know how to pronounce the stadium. I will have to learn it. Ex-Demo Games has put a pen to paper on a deal of 11k a week for a 2-year deal. So that's the 2-year plan that I just said that we're going to try and hopefully get promoted. There's our home kit, and this is the badge. Also, something that I must just quickly mention: if you own Football Manager and you're looking at mine and you're thinking this looks completely different, the reason is I've got a skin. I've got a skin for the look of it, so it's different aesthetic. It's also got a logo pack, and it's also got a player pack, and it's also got the club kits pack. I don't have all the club kits, and I don't have all the logos, but I've got definitely most of them. The player packs are from 2 years ago that I downloaded, so if you look at somebody and they think they've got a different haircut or they don't look exactly the same, that's the reason why. But this is a very good thing to look at, as you can quickly see from our facilities. We've got a 21,000 seater stadium, which is very good. It was built in 1924. We've got good training facilities, which is good because we're going to be buying younger players, so if we train them, then they've got good training facilities to get better. Average youth facilities and average youth recruitment. So this means that we're not really going to have that many good youth players come into our team. The best chance we've got is to buy it from other clubs like Barcelona, Real Madrid, where their youth recruitment is ridiculously good, and then we can bring them in, and then we'll use our training facilities to train them up to become first team players and critical first team players, and then we can potentially sell them for a lot of money and then improve this and make ourselves into a massive club in Spanish football. As you can see, last season we finished 16th, but we are expected to finish 11th. As club's history, I can hear the bloody what's it called? Vacuum going, so hopefully that's not too loud. But actually, I just need to take a call. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. Okay, and I'm back. I don't want to make it too loud, but I should have put I've made like a little thingy to, hang on, I'll do it correctly. I've made be right back soon, but I should have just used that real quick because it is live. Hang on, let me get back to the actual YouTube thing so I can see all comments if there is any. But yeah, this is the team that we've got. Here's a brief club background. If you want to quickly read it, that's fine. But club history wise, not much. We've won the second Division B1, which is actually the one below us, twice. So 1987 and 2013. We've also won the Spanish Third Division Group 2. I don't know if that's the one below that actually. And we've won that also once in 1971. So this is our best team. There's a lot of players on loan and out on loan, but we'll go through that in a minute. As you can see, this is the club's culture. They want to sign Spanish players. Now, I agree with this, and I definitely will say we're going to be doing that next season. and maybe even January transfer window. But at the moment, I can't really do that because with the transfer budget of 440k, you're not going to be able to sign any Spanish players that are really going to make any difference to this team and really add value to it, or potentially good young players for the future. Not with that kind of value. You need a few mil to really put into the team and invest to make a real push for the future. So we're not going to be doing that for the first season anyway. Playing attacking football, I can definitely do that. That's not a problem. So the 5-year plan, as you can quickly see here, we've got to work within the transfer wage budget. That's fine. I was expected to do that. We might go over by like 1k, but it won't be too much. Reach third round of the Spanish Cup, and we want to reach the promotion playoffs as a minimum in the league. Now, that's going to be a bit hard, but I'm always up for a little bit of a challenge. And then obviously work towards gaining promotion. They haven't really said too much about this, but within the third season, they expect to win expect to get promoted to the first division, which is La Liga. So let's move in. Do we want a media conference? Yeah, we'll do the first one. We do not want a under 23s thingy. Do we want advice from the background staff? No. As we move in, because most of the backroom staff are going to be leaving the club anyway, to be fair. I'm quite brutal when it comes to stuff like this, but if I get the staff done first, we don't have to touch it ever again. But we can go through our inbox real quick. I've also got a few players listed, like I said earlier, that are very cheap and they're mostly in Africa. There's one person in Romania, there's one in Italy, and there's one in Brazil. But there's 3 players who are from Africa, so hopefully we can get them in for cheap. And I've never really bought players from Africa because normally I don't actually have them in my save game because I'm worried my computer will slow down too much. But because they're open, hopefully we can kind of use that as our advantage. And if you look at the natural geography of Tenerife, it's in the Canary Islands, which is a Spanish territory, but it's just off the coast of Africa. So in a way, we kind of are going to integrate a little bit of African players into the team and stuff like that. But either way, you can see here, this is the media thing. We don't need the introductions. I've just remembered I should turn that off in some way. I don't know actually how to do that. Pre-season preparation, tactical fitness, the squad. This is important actually. We're allowed 15 squad at minimum and maximum 25. We've got 20 at the moment, so that means 5 players can still come in. Maximum non-EU players is 2. So you might be thinking, that Africa plan that you've got, surely that's gonna, not work. I'll show you why it will in a minute. Outfield players maximum is 23, so we have to have, no matter what, 2 goalkeepers, which is fine because I always have 2 goalkeepers anyway, to be fair. So is there a way for me to look at the... Yes. And I can show you why the EU doesn't matter, because I've had a look at this myself. If we go to the rules here and we go to work permit rules, nations treated as EU. All European Free Trade Associations. So this is all the countries that have got a trade agreement with the EU. So like that's Norway, Iceland. It's more Nordic countries more than anything. They're not actually a part of the EU, but they've got agreements with them. All African, Caribbean and Pacific group of states, nations. This is pretty much all of Africa. There's Russia, Serbia, all EU nations, of course. Albania, Armenia, Morocco, Tunisia, Moldova, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Algeria, Georgia, North Macedonia, Montenegro, Ukraine, and all Turk nations. This is Turkey, Turkmenistan, stuff like that. Also, if you quickly read through this, if you want to pause the video, that's fine. It actually says nothing about a maximum number of loan players, so we can loan as many players as we want, which is fantastic. Let's go back to this here, and as you can see, this is the transfer window update. So the first thing I think you've got to look at when you join a club isn't the team itself. You have to look behind the team, and behind it, it's the finances. Because if the finances are solid and we know what we're doing, then the team will be okay. So as you can see here, the balance at the moment is 2 million. This is going to significantly decrease because of the number of people I'm going to sack in a minute, and it will probably go down to about 1 million. So keep that in mind. So at the moment, it's £2 million. If we go to the loans, do we have any? Yes, we do. So the original loan was for 9 million. However, the remaining payment of it is 4.3 million. This includes interest, which is great as well. We're only paying 41.5k a monthly, so that's not a lot at all. That's hardly anything if I'm honest in football terms. And if we keep paying it at the rate that we are, it will be all paid off by the end of 2028, which is a long way. But if we get promoted and we get a lot of money in, the board might just see that remaining amount and just pay it off. If we say we sell a player for 30 mil, they might just start, okay, well, we've only got 2 million remainder in this loan, might as well just pay it off and just get over it, which is absolutely fine. So really, we're quite good in that aspect. And we've also got a good stadium, so we probably could have quite a good fan base, which I believe Tenerife does, if I remember correctly. So let's jump into the squads and let's jump into the issues. Now, you're wondering, first off, what do these colours mean? What's with the names? What's going on here? The reason what this is to tell me who's on loan and who is out of the club. So red is if we're loaned them out to another club. Blue is that they've been loaned into the team. Now, if we have a quick look here, you can see who our best player is, and that is Luis Milla, is a Spanish 24-year-old player. He's got some amazing stats, as you can see. He is a deep line playmaker, support, and he's valued at 3.9 million. Now, in my opinion, with his kind of ability, I'd value him around about 7 to 8 million pounds personally. If he was in the Championship, he would be valued about 8 million pounds. But because we're in the it's classed as a lower division, it's not classed as much money. So, but the biggest problem with Tenerife, in my opinion, this amount of time, but we will fix it over time. That's not a problem because this is my main focus now. Is in the Spanish football, every player must have a release clause, no matter what, and that's why Neymar went to Paris Saint-Germain, because he had a release clause. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure Barcelona wouldn't have let him left. But he's valued at 3.9 million. His minimum release clause is 4.3 mil. So we're only making 400k on our best player leaving compared to his actual value. And although, yes, 4 million is a lot of money in the terms of, we've only got 2 mil actually in the bank, it's good enough for his value. We won't be able to bring somebody in as good as Miller for 4.3 million, in my opinion. Not with that extensive research in the sense of scouting and bringing in youth players and stuff like that. We ain't going to find it. So we need to give him a new contract, but I believe his contract was recently just given. Well, okay, actually last year it was given. So yeah, we could get him a new contract, actually, now thinking about it, but we need a bit more wage budget to do that. But as you can see here, I've put the minimum fee release clauses, and you can see there's not really that much profit. Normally, like this guy here, he's on loan from... Oh, sorry, he is a Tenerife player. But we've loaned him out, and his release clause is 8.5 million, and his value is only 600k. Now that is good, because we don't want to lose our players unless we actually want to lose them, or we can give them a low enough minimum release clause where we feel like, well, they're not that good anyway, and I don't mind losing him for this much because he's a key player. We could easily replace him. But Miller, on the other hand, I feel like that's ridiculous. Any club could come in for 4.3 million and snap up a fantastic young Spanish player who, according to my scouts at this current moment of time, is good enough for most first team clubs. So I think that pretty much sums it up. We're going to jump into the team in a minute, but I can just quickly show you. So, are we a young team? Not really. Some of our key players are actually quite old. As you can see here, we've actually got 4 players. I know that the goalkeeper is a backup goalkeeper, but he's our main right mid. He's one of our main midfielders, and he's a very good defender for our level at the moment. So there's 4 people here who are over the age of 32. So that's going to be a problem. We want to make us a bit younger, but really the main core of the team is either 24 or 25, which is really good because normally that's the prime of a player. But we are going to be like I said earlier, we are going to be trying to sign more younger players. Another great thing with this team is that all these loan players, I think all of them can come back from loan except from one of them. And I can't actually remember which one can't be brought back. I know he's one of them that I'm definitely bringing back, this left midfielder. If we go to his contract, you can tell loan cannot be terminated, so I can't actually bring him back, which is terrible. This striker is a good striker. I definitely want to bring him back. He can be brought back, but we cannot terminate their loans until 28 days, because it's classed as like, it's pretty much acting as if this loan has just happened and it's 28 days until we can recall them, so that's fine. So that's the team, and that is the biggest problem, is the release clauses, in my opinion. So we're going to have to go through, identify our main people, who we believe are actually undervalued, and then actually boost them up, boost their minimum release clause to a value in which we feel happy with. Like, for example, that Mina, I'd want about 15 mil, maybe 12 million. You know what I mean? 12 mil I accept. 12 mil for in this league is quite a lot, and we can really do some movements on that as well. I'm also going to be creating my own tactic, so I'll click on this. You can see we can do like some kind of tactic, and I'm going to be doing two tactics. One that's very attacking, more possession-based football, like a tiki-taka but working from the back. And the other one that we're going to be doing is a 4-3-3, which is a bit more defensive, a bit more counter-attacking, but it's still very good nonetheless. So now I know what kind of formations I can do because of this. So if we go into team report, I'm going to bring the team report just above the squad because it's very good to do. We're going to go squad depth, and we're going to click on current ability. So you can see here, from just the green, you can see what kind of formation we're going to be doing. So as you can see, we've got great left winger, great right winger, good centre attacking mids, and very strong down the middle. So that's why we're doing a 4-2, 4-2-3-1. So some interesting facts is that we actually have no players at the club at the moment, striker-wise, who are our own players and are playing at the club. We've only got loan-ins, and our own players are actually loaned out. We're going to be recalling one of them, which was that this bloke again. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I will soon. And you look here, so some of our best players, I can already tell you, is this Lasso, is a 25-year-old central attacking mid, but we've got a very young project within this guy, Alex Bermejeo. He can play on the left wing and he can play central attacking mid, but he is suited more to the central attacking mid because of his acceleration. So we're going to want to be putting him there more than Lasso, but we'll have to try and find a nice little balance for both of these anyway. The weaknesses of the team is actually right mid, because we've only got one, which is Suso, who's the 34-year-old, who's quite good for, he's decent for this level of football. The other one, that everyone else are left wingers who can play on the right as well. So that's my biggest problem. I need to find someone who can fit in this right midfielder role. The other problem I've got is the defensive left mids. As you can see, they're all like okay, like they're not really at the level that of this league at the moment, but they're okay. They've got potential, these two that we've got on loan. It's these two 25-year-olds, but our own players haven't got that much. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think, for the entire team. I've told you what kind of football and what kind of formations. Now, we do actually have a B team, and we actually have an under-19s. Now, we've got a very good young striker who can potentially become something very good in the future, and this is Giorgio. Georgie? I'm going to say, yeah, Georgie, I guess, in a way. And we're going to be moving him up to the first team, because he's going to be more the case of come off the bench kind of player. We can hopefully try and make him into something really good. We'll have a look at the B team. There is another player, this guy here, Xavi Alonso. But if you look at his scout report, he's working at the division just below us. And he's got potential to become a good midfielder for our league. Which is still really a bit crap. We want somebody who's good enough to get into the first division so we can train them up in this league and they can get better and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the squad. We'll make a quick tactic now, thinking about it, so they can get used to it. We're going to create our own style, and we're going to be doing, like I said, a wide 4-2-3-1, as you can see here. Now, from past experiences, I know this this kind of style of football works. We're going to be doing a deep line playmaker support on the left, because Miller plays on the left rather than the right. And also we're going to be doing a defensive ball in midfielder, because we do actually have some of them. We're going to be doing a ball playing defenders from the back, so they can use, so that, you know, we're passing from the back. Our goalkeeper, best goalkeeper, is a sweeper goalkeeper. We're going to put him actually on support, not defence. So he's more willing to throw out and stuff like that. But that is pretty much it. I like the wingers on attack. That's always good, because I don't mind them cutting in, and if there's ever a cross, I don't mind them cutting in and scoring on the goal. Possession wise, we're going to be playing quite wide to allow the wingers to, you know, keep passing. I would normally say place into space, but we'll leave that until a bit later. Right, we're playing out defence. I was going to say we could do short or we could do normal. We're just going to do normal. They can pick whatever they want. We're on a high tempo, so if we ever do get a counter attack, we can do that. We don't do time wasting. We want the ball in the box, so we've got best chance of scoring. We're going to dribble less, because that's the tiki-taka. And we're going to leave it like that at the moment. We can add more things while we're testing stuff in the friendlies. We're going to be doing counter, because that's kind of like a gang and pressing in a way. When we run possession, we're going to be countering as well. We're going to want to do quickly distribute, so we can get them while they're out of position. When we got it. And I'm going to leave these two blank, because I don't really care what they do. How are we going to set up? We're going to be quite high, and our defensive line is also going to be quite high. We want to keep it quite balanced, so there's still people that we can pass from the defence to the midfield, because we've got a very good link up between the midfield and the attack, but the only worry is the defence to the midfield. So that's that. We're going to leave the defensive width as normal, because we don't want to be too wide. We use tighter marking. We want to be a bit more pressing urgency. We want to also, I would normally say get stuck in, but we don't want to because of cards, so we're going to stay on feet. But we want the pressing urgency as the gang and pressing, and also because I'm English, I love Championship football in the sense of it's a bit more hard and gritty, and I think that's what we need to bring to the Spanish football. So that's what we're doing. That if we feel like we can just get stuck in, I will. I'm just worried about penalties and stuff like that we could give away ridiculously. But that is the style of football we're going to be doing. We're going to be creating one more, and it's going to be our own kind of football as well. But we're going to be more. This is going to be more possession based and try not to give them the ball. We're going to do this again, but we're going to be changing it up because the advanced playmaker is going to come into the defensive role. So this is the 4-3-3 kind of style of football. We're going to want. Do we want ball playing midfielders? Yeah, we'll do that again. We can change it in the future if any of these are wrong. We're going to put a wicket keeper button defence because we wanted to do less risky manoeuvres. We're definitely going to do Anchorman because he's the bloke who kind of sweeps this area, and also he's one that stops. So we want a strong player in this role. We're also going to want we normally have a deep line playmaker, which is fine, but we know that we can play advanced playmakers, and we're going to put them as support. The other one, I'm not too sure. We'll have to look and see which one's potentially the best, but we don't want him as that. We want him on support as well. Wingers, I would normally say normal wingers. We'll just keep it as normal wingers, and they're exactly the same. So the only difference is the midfield is a bit different, and the tactic. So we could play wide, or we could play quite narrow in a sense, but we don't want to play too narrow. We're going to keep standard. Play the ball out of defence. Short passes, no, it's fine. I think we're going to do passing to actually no, because it creates more chances for the opposition to do it. We're going to do extremely high tempo. We're going to work the ball into the box. We're going to leave. Actually, we're going to leave them because even though we do want possession is very important. Actually, no, because if they make a break, I want the player to be confident just to run on the ball. That's not a problem. When possession's been lost, we're actually going to regroup. When possession's been won, we're going to counter. When we've got the goalkeeper, we're going to want to do counter-attacks, so quickly distribute again. That's absolutely fine. We're going to be a bit more defensive, so we're just going to do standard. We're going to use tighter marking again, pressing urgency, the exact same, but I'm also going to stay style and fake because we're a bit more below. This is more a defensive kind of style. We don't want to do stuck in because we definitely are going to give away penalties then, and we don't want that. So this is more of a defensive side of football, a bit more counter attack. When this is our main one, where it's more possession. Well, it's more tiki-taka and countering players and putting a lot of pressure on the team, and hopefully they break and we can make movements on that point. But yeah, that's the kind of tactic we're going to be doing. So the next thing we're going to deal with is staff. Once this has been done, I don't have to deal with this for another year or two, really, because of contracts and stuff like that. Now, I've already had a look at our staff in yesterday when I planned to do it before, and if I remember correctly, I only kept one person. Actually, I kept two. No, I only kept one. I kept the goalkeeper coach because he's quite good. He's quite balanced. He's alright. The assistant manager, we're not going to sack straight away because we need him to identify our next assistant manager. But that is the first person we're going to view here. New search. We don't want it as advanced. We just want it quite quickly. Assistant manager. This will take a while, this will. But once it's done, it's done. I don't have to worry about this ever again. And it's this bloke. This is the guy I tried to get last time. He's a very good assistant manager. As you can see, his stats are fantastic. His adaptability 17. So this means that when we've got a new opponent, it'll be a lot easier to find information out with him. And he's going to be working with me. His determination is 19. Level of discipline is 12. He's fluent in Spanish, French, German, Dutch. And he's got basic good English, which is great. Fantastic. He's assistant manager of Iran in the past. Some Belgian clubs. And hopefully he's coming to Tenerife. So let's approach the signing. He's a 60-year-old manager. We want him as an assistant manager. We've got him on that 3-year contract, and we're going to bring it down to 3k. I'm going to try and remove this, and hopefully he doesn't mind accepting. I'm going to remove this as a must because I want him as a normal as our assistant manager. So there we go. He's our new assistant manager that's coming into the team. And he's a much more bigger improvement compared to Jose Ramon. As you can see, a 10, 8, 9. Like, this guy's 10 times better than him. Not realistically, you know, it would be 100 if it was 10 times better, but he's a lot better compared to Jose Ramon. Head of youth, he's decent. He's not that bad, but we can get better. We can. So let's go for the search. Let's go to the head of youth. Also, we are actually saving money on the assistant manager and the head of youth. I can confirm that actually right now. I can't remember which what head of youth guy I got, but we do want someone who's fairly professional. So if we have a look at actual guy at the moment, you can see he's on a value of 4.6k, and Jose Ramon is on 4k. So we've just signed an assistant manager for 3k. So we're saving a k a week, and we're gonna, I think, also try and bring somebody down again by 3k as well. So we're saving another 1,600 a week. So let's find this kind of this bloke that we want. What's important? Working with youngsters, potentially. But wow, this guy is unambitious though. He would have been a really good head of youth if he had the good ambition. We're going to insert a column. We're going to go to general. And we're going to add his personality, because the personality is also given to the other bloke. So the people that they bring through the youth system. So who is the bloke I want? That's the question. John Perez, I'm thinking. Perez, fairly professional. So he's working with youngsters, that's important, which it is. 18, 16, 15. He's quite good. He's fairly professional. His preferred formation is a 4-1-4-1. So that's the kind of players he's going to be bringing in. So it isn't perfect. He's not going to be bringing in wingers, but it is what it is. I wouldn't mind bringing him in potentially. He seems like a good coach. This one's also gone. Oh yeah, that is the bloke I just said. Guru seems quite good. 2015, 17, and he prefers 4-4-2 tiki-taka, but he's balanced. We want somebody who is fairly professional. Do you know what? I'm going to do this. We're going to pick the attributes. We're going to do judging player ability and potential, and we also want working with youngsters, minimum 15 each. And as you can see, this has brought this down a lot lower. So there's two people here that are quite good that I'm looking at. Edmund Menunez and John Perez. So it depends really. So 15. So this bloke is better compared to the other guy. What's his football? 4-4-1-1. This is the star. So we will get a centre attacking mid with him. We just won't get any wingers compared to John Perez, who's this kind of style. I don't think it is. It's a 4-1-4-1. So maybe it is. Maybe they're classing that as 1 and these as 4, and that's a 1. Maybe. I'm not too sure. I think I like this guy better. Actually, judging the potential, I think it's more important. So maybe Edmund Munez is going to be better. Yeah, we'll get Edmund Munez because we get that assistant. We get that attacking midfielder that we want as well. Will he come down to 3k though? That's the question. I don't think he will. I don't think we're going to get him. Maybe no, we're not going to get him. He's going to say no. So we ain't going to get him. So maybe it's the second option of John Perez. Would he be willing? 3.7k. That looks more like it if I'm honest. It's coming down to 3. I will add him the bonus of winning the league as well to 15k. We'll see what he says. Hopefully we can bring him down to 3. There we go. And there's our new head of youth development guy. Now, like I said before, we've got 6. I didn't say this before. We've got 6 coaches, which is very good. So this means that we're going to have 2 goalkeeper coaches, 2 fitness coaches, and 2 normal coaches. Because me and my assistant manager class as normal coaches as well. So that's good. Well, we can coach anywhere actually. Now I'm thinking about it, we can even coach goalkeepers if we really wanted to. But we're not going to do that. So this goalkeeper coach is already quite good. 15, 15, 15, 11, 9 and 12. So we're going to be bringing in a decent goalkeeper coach ourselves. Now, these and scouts are probably the most important staff in my opinion, personally. Goalkeeper coach, okay. Then we're going to do coaching attributes. We're going to do this. So we've got a 17-17, working with youngsters, man management, Jim Stewart. Now, if I remember correctly, I tried to sign him before and he didn't want to come to me. I think he went to someone else because they wanted him. But he's fairly professional and his stats are fantastic. Maybe we could get him in this time. Who knows? There's this other guy who is German, who isn't that bad either. But Jim Stewart's wanted by Brentford, Stoke, Swansea, Watford. Okay, so there's some thinking. I think the bloke that I got in before was Alex Chamberlain. So we're going to try and sign him actually, because I think we're actually going to be able to get him. He wants 1.6 then, so we'll see if we can get him to 1.5, and we'll actually try and remove that as well. Give him a 3-year contract, I don't mind it. He wants 2k. Well, if I say 1.5, we'll see. Oh god, he's not coming down. 1.7. Okay, he's accepted 1.7, so there's our new goalkeeper coach to work with. Just normal coaches now. So normally, fitness coach as well. We need 2 new fitness coaches. Normal coaches, fitness coaches, fitness. Now, the thing with fitness coaches, if we go to training, we can see what actual stats they actually use when looking at fitness. So this guy uses determination, motivation. Okay, so it's the exact same for both of them when dealing with fitness. Interesting. Okay. So that's what we're searching for, is those stats. I know with the other coaches it's mental and tactical that's needed, but according to this it is motivation, level of discipline, I want to say determination. I could be wrong. There's only one with 15-15. Yes, I am right. It is his determination. So we'll edit this and we'll say pick determination as well. Boom. And we'll bring these all down because we'll bring it down to... Do I want 11 or 12? That's what I'm thinking. We'll do 11 because there's quite a few here. Felix Menendez, very good indeed. We'll approach assign him. I don't want that. I want a fitness coach. We might not be able to bring him in. Actually, I'm thinking about it. Coaching, fitness coach. What's the maximum amount of money that we could give this guy? 1.9, 4 years. He ain't gonna accept this. I don't mind trying to bargain him down, but he ain't gonna want it. I'll give him the bonus of the cup. The winning the league as well. We'll offer him 15k. Be nice to win it. It'll be the first time in the club's history to win it as well. 100. Come on. He ain't gonna accept this. Yeah, see, I told you. Okay, right, we'll bring it down to 10, I guess. There's a few more. Okay, right, we've got a bit more. We've got a few more options here. I believe he's a good physio as well. And I believe that's one of the physios that I signed before. Alex Martin. He's English fluent. We'll have to learn the Spanish language, but we'll get him in. And I'm sure he won't mind it as well, actually. Fitness coach. Go 3. Or 4. No, go 3. We'll offer him the 1.5k that he wanted. He doesn't want that, he wants that. Let's go with 1.8. I'm sure he'll accept actually the 1.9. There we go. So there's one of our fitness coaches potentially coming in if he accepts it. Hopefully no one else wants him. See, he's a really good physio. But would he be a better fitness coach? I think he would. So we'll bring in him as a fitness coach as well. Because I'm sure we could find another good physio. It doesn't really matter stat wise. Don't mind giving him 1.6. There we go, and he's willing to come in as a fitness coach. So there's our fitness coaches. The only thing that we need now for coaching is of course the normal coaches, which we're actually going to remove these because these aren't important. The thing that's important is attacking, defense, determination. Tactical and mental. Those are the important stats for coaches. So let's bring it down to 12, I think. 12's good. 12's good. And you can see here the best attack coach is actually David Platt with 15. Let's bring it down to 11. 11. I'm happy with 11, and that allows us to get another person called Mark Sale, who's quite good attackive. And he's also an ex-Birmingham City coach as well in the 14 to 16. So I'm assuming that's when Gary Rayler was manager. Yeah, so coach, he wants 2.1k, he wants a promotion. Thingy, I ain't going to give him the promotion. I'm willing to give him 4 years, actually. And he's accepted that. Perfect. I love it. So Mark Sell hopefully could be our next thingy. Ooh. Interesting. This is the best defensive coach we could get. And he's quite, he's actually quite gifted. His working with youngsters is terrible though. Okay, I don't want him just because he's working with youngsters, I think. Do you know what? I'm willing to go to 10. I'm willing to go to 10. It isn't great, like, just soul destroying. He's working with youngsters, only 4. How could it be that bad? Honestly, how could it be that bad? Is there a guy who I could get who's quite good at 14? He's got good management without actually nicking and paying for compensation. Head of youth. We ain't going to get head of youth. Assistant manager we could get. God damn it. I'm actually going to remove this real quick. I want to see who's the best defensive coach, and we can see Paul McGuinness as a coach. His tactical's terrible, but his technical is 18. That's good, so he can become one, and he's fairly professional too. We are going to offer him under no coach. That's what I want your job to be. I don't want you to become that, and I really don't want to give you that, but I will if I have to. 3-year contract, 3k. Ooh. Do you know what? Let's add the clause in. Top promotion rise, 30%. I'm willing to give him that. And he's dropped down. Hopefully he can give us that 3k. He has, and boom, that's our next coach. That means that we've just completely revamped our entire coaching team. So we're gonna mutually terminate, so we'll get it a bit cheaper as well. Goalkeeper coach we're keeping. Ivan Mendes is leaving the club. Mutually terminates. Boom. Malocco mutually terminate. Fitness coach we're also going to mutually terminate, because these are all quite bad. He wasn't bad, but we could get better, and fitness coaches are quite important in this. So the next one that's quite easy, that doesn't really affect anything, is physios. As you can see, we've got a 17 physio, it's really good. A 7 physio, which is terrible, but really physios don't matter, and I can't really be bothered to get a new one, in the sense of we have to pay more compensation. I'd rather keep the money. Sports scientist is 10, so terrible, but we are allowed a head physio, and we're also allowed a head sports science, so we need one of them. So let's do that. And the good thing is only one stat affects this. Medical physios. We're going to want medical stats. There we go. So the best physio we can get is Jean Carlos Perez Frazis, a 62-year-old physio, and we're going to make him our head. Hopefully, medical head physio. Would he accept? Ooh, 1.6. I don't think he's going to accept 1.6. I don't mind increasing it to 35%. He ain't going to come down to 1.6. Yeah, we're going to walk away, because we ain't going to bring him down to 1.6. So this is where that other bloke come in, but we might have to bring in Mr. Matt Brown, who's physio at Burton, Sheffield United, Derby, and Burton again. Yeah, we'll bring Matt Brown to the club. He'll have to come on a beautiful Spanish holiday where he's now going to live. He's going to become our head physio. He's got the best physio stat already, and he's got experience as well. I'm going to remove this because I think we could get him in for that, if I'm honest. And we have 1.5k. Very good. Right, let's get the sports scientist now. I'm not too sure exactly what the sports scientist does. But we'll soon find out. The best sports scientist we can get is 15. And it's this guy. 26-year-old regen. He's unambitious though, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, medical head of sports science. 2-year contract, because I'm sure we'll find better people who we could probably get. And we'll just give him the 1.5k deal. He wants that and that. I'm willing to give him 1.6 for the 2 years. He wants a 3-year contract, that's fine, I'll give him that then. Okay, so there's the medical team, and now the most important one that we're going to be working with a lot more than anything else. It's going to be the scouts. Now, we're going to keep quite a few of these scouts, if I'm honest, because they are not bad. So the director of football is decent already. We don't really use more. I don't use director of footballs to get negotiations. I normally do the negotiations because I'll add a stupid clause in. Chief data analyst, crap. So we need a new chief data analyst. Tono is also somebody who's going to get sacked. This guy's decent, 8, 11, 11. I'm okay with 8, 11, 11. And 14, 10, 10. I might not be okay with that. And then 11, 9, 8 is this data analyst. So we're only allowed one data analyst, and we're allowed a chief data analyst as well. So let's look at the data analysts. Recruitment team, data analysts, because we will need these. We need a good one, if I'm honest. I know which stats these guys do. Judging player data and presenting data. Is there anybody with 15, 15? No. 14, 14? No. 13, 13? One person. This guy. And he's a 13, 13, 13. Okay, right, let's go down to 12. Okay, a few names now. A few names. Judging player. No, this is the one that we need. 12. Oh no, this is the ones that we need, sorry. 14, 14, 13, working negotiations. 14, 13, 14. I'll go to 11. I think alright, we're going to make him our chief data analyst. It's very important that we get a good chief data analyst because they do data reports on our next opposition match. So I want someone good who can also do data presenting the data analyst as well, because I'm not sure if this is true, but I'm under the assumption that they present the data to the assistant manager. So if the stats decent, then I don't mind it. So yeah, he's our chief data analyst, even though we're probably going to get another good backup one. I'm going to remove this. I'm wondering if he'll accept 1.5k. He doesn't. He'll accept 2. I'm actually going to remove this. I'm going to say, if you give me that, I'll give you 1.7. He wants 2.1. 1.8. There we go. Chief data analyst for 3 years. We'll definitely find a better one before then, potentially, so we could sack him. He's month to month. So we're just going to terminate his contract without actually spending any money. We're just going to get a new one. And this data analyst isn't that bad, 11, 9, 8, but we can find someone better. Much, much better. We're going to clear this. If it wants to clear. We're just going to do data analysts and see if there's any ones that's like fantastically good. Is willing to join the club. Okay, so they're all about like 14, 13, 14, 14. And I think this was the other guy that was okay. He's a 20-year-old Spanish guy. Yeah, let's bring him in. Skating, data analyst. I'm going to remove this because data analysts are important, but they're not as important as scouts are. 1, 9. Boom. So I need to remember that I'm got to sack these people who I'm replacing. Mutually terminate. Yep. And the scouts, we're gonna bring in. We've got 3 scouts available that we can bring in because we're allowed 6, and we've only got 3 at the club at the moment. So let's find those 3 that we're allowed to bring in no matter what. Anyway, scouts. Boom. Judging player ability and judging player potential. So this guy's a director of football. But I don't think you'd be able to get him from a director of football to a scout, because normally they don't like, they class it as a drop down, even though I wouldn't. Colin Sturgeon used to be a scout at Norwich. He's got good information about England. I do like him. 13, 15, yeah, I like him. Let's remove that from the clause. I'm offering the 1.6. Accept the 1.6. So there's one of our scouts that we're bringing in no matter what. Now, Roger Cross, I believe, was another one that's really good. I've just thought, do we need a chief scout? Yeah, actually, no, we're allowed 7. We're allowed a chief scout. And I believe I should bring in Roger Cross as our chief scout. 16, 15, 17. It'll probably be our best chief scout, actually. Remove that. 1-6. Would he accept 1-6? He's accepted 1-6. Perfect. I'm pretty sure Southend won't be able to offer him that kind of contract, so I'm sure he wouldn't mind moving to Spain for that. So we're still allowed another 2 more scouts as well, so that's always good. This guy's good. 16, 15, 15, Kevin Hunt, another English guy. We'll bring him in, and the next one I want to bring in will definitely have to be a Spanish guy. I want to remove that, and I want to see if he'll accept that. Do you know what? I'll go with that, that's fine. 3-year contract. Nice. This guy's not bad. He's a scout at Swansea. 15, 15, 15. I just don't want to bring in all English people. Because I want a good scout knowledge all around the place, if I'm honest. Is there any people who have got names that look like they're from Spain? This guy does. But he's a director of football. What I'm going to do is this. I'm actually going to add the condition of nationality Spanish. So we've got people who, you know, can actually do check the Spanish clubs and see if they can find anything for me. There's this guy here, 15, 13, 13. He's not bad. Let's go with this and see if it's a better one round. We could potentially convince a manager or an assistant manager to come. We could convince this guy, Urban Orgadero. He was a scout at Barcelona. Wow. And he's willing to become a scout again. I'm actually going to increase his pay because I definitely want him as our scout. I'll give him a 4-year contract as well, actually. Boom. And there's our 3rd scout. Now we've got to sack the other 2 scouts. So Tono, you're leaving. Sorry, mate, you're sacked. And then the other one as well, Julian Duran. He's not very good either. I'm sacking him. And we're going to do a staff search. We'll get another Spanish one. It's always good to have people who understand this league, because there's going to be players that I've never heard of, and at least these guys might have a good idea of who to bring in, who, you know, and what to do. Is there another one that I'm seeing here that's quite good? He's not bad. I think I've already said he wasn't bad. Direct football manager. Yeah, let's try and convince Joaquin Gomez to join. And he's actually fluent in English and Spanish, so I could actually speak to him. Let's approach. I will actually. This is something that's very important. The adaptability trait, which I had, I think I'm 13 at. Actually makes you learn languages quicker and learn you can adapt to situations better. So I'm gonna over time become fluent in Spanish, which is I find really fun. So when you move to a new club, you can become fluent in Spanish, and then if you try to, so I get sacked, I go into England, I get it because I'm obviously English and I can speak it very well. If I go back to Spain after that, because I'm fluent in English, they're more likely to pick me because I can speak it and I can communicate with them, which is really fun and I enjoy that. 3-year contract. We don't want you as a coach. We want you as a scout. I'm wondering if he'll actually accept that. He won't, I don't think, because he sees a coach more important than a scout. but I'm working with the scouts more. He ain't gonna come. Right, we're gonna remove this again. We're just gonna leave it as that. We want to find the best scouts as possible for the team. So scout, he's not the best. He's decent. We've already offered him a contract. 15. I've already offered Kevin Hunter a contract. I was thinking about giving him a contract. He's not bad. Jean-Philippe Dumas, who's a chief scout at Marseille. He wants that chief scout role, but I want him as a scout. I don't think he will come because he wants the chief scout role. I'm willing to give him 35% increase if he's willing to come. I'll give him a 40% increase. He ain't gonna come. Yeah, he's not coming. He thinks he can get a better job, and I don't blame him. He was, head scout at quite a good thing. He's Tony Henry. He's English. I want to get. That guy doesn't sound English. He isn't. He's actually German. And he's got some information about German, Austria, Switzerland, Poland, England. He's a scout at Bayern, Wolfsburg, Bradford City. That's a bit of a jump, isn't it? From Bayern Munich to Bradford. I'm going to remove this. I think he's actually going to accept for 1.7. I don't want to offer him 1.7. I don't want to give him a 4-year contract, actually. Give him a 3-year. Boom. There's one more scout. How many scouts have I offered? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm allowed one more scout, yeah, because I sacked 2. So I'm allowed one more. French scout won't be bad. I wonder if I can find one. As nationality, maybe French. Here we go. So there is actually quite a few. There's this guy. He's not bad. He's not bad either. 15, 14. Yeah, let's have a look at Antonio Salamanca. France, Spain, Belgium, Ivory Coast, Senegal. This is the guy I want. He's currently worked at Valencia, Villarreal, Liverpool, Saint Etienne, Tottenham. He's quite a good scout. I wonder if we can bring him in. I doubt it though. I won't mind giving you a 45%, to be fair. You seem quite a good scout. 3-year contract. I'll give you a bonus if we can. Promotion. I'll give you 15k. Think of the bonus, my friend. Don't sacrifice this. It's a lovely island, Canaries. You know, it isn't. Come on. I'll give you a 50%. It's only an extra k. I can't boost it up anymore. I'll give him that. I'll give him a bonus to the Spanish Cup. I'll tell him 5th round. Another 9k. Hey, there we go. So there's the that done it. That done it. 4-year contract with him, and that is everybody. Medical team's been sorted out. The coaching team's all there, I believe. We just need to sack him now. Literally terminate. Boom. So since coming at the club, we've actually sacked 8 players, 8 coaches. So 300k compensation, 100k compensation, another 110, that ain't too bad. 110, 140, 110, 150, 325. That's our assistant manager. We all knew he was going to be a bit more. And that's everybody who's already at the club at the moment. I should have looked at this actually before, because it's going to be. We've got 2 suggested players. He ain't bad. He's wanted by loan on the right mid. Do you know what? He's not a bad idea at all. Minimum release clause is only 3.3 mil. I'm definitely putting him on the shortlist. He's quite good. We needed that right mid, and he's 22. If he's going to go on loan, he could be a very good signing for us from Atletico Bilbao. He's a good signing, but 8.9 mil. Oh, 9 million here. Winger, central attacking mid, but really is a winger. He's an interesting prospect, but I wouldn't say we can bring him in for 430k. We're definitely going to try and sell somebody to try and raise funds, because since doing that, 750k, bloody hell, that's a lot. But the thing I'm going to do, shortlist, this is the normal one. This is the one where the players fall right now. I'm going to create a new shortlist called Youth. And what this is other people. I've created it, and yeah, I'm sorry, that I hate that. Is there a way to edit the shortlist rather than it being like that? How do I get rid of it now? There is a way of getting rid of this shortlist. Manage shortlists. Youth. Rename. For God's sake, I've done the same thing. There we go. That looks better. That looks more proper, doesn't it? And the youth for people that we're looking at, who I know that can grow a little bit more. And when we've got the money, we could look at them. But this is at the moment people who we're actually looking at right now as we speak. So there's a few people that I've seen that we could potentially bring in right away, and this is one of them. These are actually been suggested by YouTubers called FM Scout. I love it because I'm getting into Football Manager, and it's always good to learn about new things and stuff like that and new people. And these are very cheap people that you can bring in for. This person you can actually bring in for nothing. But it's the case of whether or not he actually wants to join us or not. So I can approach the sign, but as you can see, he doesn't want to join us at this stage of his career, which is understandable. I understand why. Well, I don't really. He's only 17. He should be willing to join our kind of league. We've got a good of everything at this moment in time. He's good. I'm just going to go down my list because these aren't actual players that we're going to be able to sign at the moment. But Renier, he's a great player who is on the right mid, Brazilian. The only problem is he's non-EU, so we have to keep him in mind. But he'll go in the youth one because we ain't going to bring him in at the moment. He's valued about $1 million. Another person that I like, but we might be able to potentially get a deal with him. It's a Lazio defender called Armani, under 20, and he's actually been wanted by quite a few teams here for transfer. And we want him for a loan deal. So, well, we don't want him for a loan deal. We want to sign him as well, but maybe we could do a deal there for them in the future. Another person who we could go for, who's a central attacking mid, even though we've got already quite a good central attacking mids, but we can always train them up, and he's cheap. Brahim Motobar is an Ivory Coast player. He's 20 years old at the moment, so he isn't too young, but you can sign him for about 250k according to my resource. This is the player I do want to sign quite bad, because I think he would really help straight away, and I know you can actually bring him in instantly. Raheem Ibrahim. If not, I know where to find him if I can't find him here. Raheem Ibrahim, there he is. Nice badge. He plays in the Ghana League. He's only valued at 50k. He's wanted by 2 other Spanish teams, but we're going to be in there straight away trying to sign him, because I know he can become quite a talent. The other one, and I'm hoping I can sign him, because he'll be a really good striker in the future. Here he is, yeah. Luis Montaigne. Only 17, a youth contract. We can bring him in for about $1 million, or I've heard even less than that. But I'd be interested to see how much we can bring him in, because we're gonna have, with 440k, we ain't got nothing. That's nothing. There's a few other people that I've seen that we could potentially try and sign, but I've took pictures of it, so I'll have to try and remember. Quite a lot of the free transfers that I've identified don't want to join the level, but there is one of them who doesn't want to join, but he's still really good. So maybe in the future he might be prepared to. He's injured at the moment, but he might be prepared in the future to say, "Oh well, you know, I'm okay with that. Let's change it." But let me just go through and see if there's any other. Right, Saint Etienne. Right, if I could just go to France. The funny thing is that Saint Etienne was actually one of the clubs that I was planning to maybe manage for this save, but we were only Tenerife in the end. Saint Etienne. And he's actually their second team, and he's on loan. Yeah, Luis Sanchez. He's a right mid, Colombian. He's quite good, but we're going to put him on the youth because we ain't going to sign him straight away. We can't even sign him now, so let alone that. There's a Portuguese right midfielder here, so I'll pop him in as well. I'm not sure if I can see him. I think it's him, Thiago. Yeah, he is. So this is another guy that we've got. We can add to the youth as well. There's a Macedonian guy. We're not going to be able to sign him straight away because I know he's recently moved. I think he must have moved during January transfer window to Stuttgart from Cologne, as you can see there. They signed him this season, so we'll still add him to the youth though. In Macedonian left or right. I can't find him I couldn't find him if I remember correctly. This is a player that I already knew before, and I watched a YouTube video and it just reminded me of him. I actually sold this player, this Brazilian striker, to Manchester United for 18 million from Everton. So it's just, you know, a little highlight that I'm saying that it could potentially happen. We ain't going to sign him straight away, but he would be a class signing if we could get him in. Another Brazilian right mid that's I've never used before, but could be quite good. I don't know. You'll notice that there's quite a lot of Brazilians that you could potentially try and sign, but because I've never heard of them, he begins with Douglas. This is him. As you can see, all the values are under 500k, mostly. Youth as well. We ain't going to bring him in straight away. Yeah, this is another one actually who's quite good. A central Brazilian midfielder called Saul Lopez. But something we need to remember is that we can't bring these guys in solely because of the reason of a Brazilian, and we're only allowed 2 EU players at a time. Put him on youth. Who's he wanted by? West Bromwich Albion. Interesting. This is a player that we could definitely try and sign, and I think it would actually be quite a good signing if we could get him. He's actually Spanish. He's a central midfielder. Is it I or is that O? That's O's. He's a Spanish player. There he is. Amir Uzar. Let's have a look at his release clause. 3.2 mil. Is that a... expires on the 30th. Interesting. But apparently he's very good. I'm putting him on default because I think we might be able to potentially bring him in if we have any money. A future goalkeeper, because our goalkeeper is good at the moment for our level, but he's not good for the first division, which I'm planning on potentially getting promoted to at some point. So we need to look elsewhere, and this is a Belgian goalkeeper that I've been told is very good. These are the free agents, but where's that one free agent that I like the look of? There he is, and it's such a fantastic name, Biro. And he's actually Brazilian, but he's actually a 24-year-old Brazilian right midfielder. So super useful. I'm just trying to think, because there's a few people that I've thought of in my head that could become very useful at some point as well. I know there's one guy from Celtic who is a There he is. Dembele, who's very young, right midfielder, could be useful to join us. He's English as well, but his value is about 3.4 mil. 2.5 mil, sorry. Is there anyone else I can think of that could potentially add something who's Spanish, a young Spanish striker or player who could... Oh yeah, Valencia. I'm saying it because I know what I'm on about. It's just trying to find that person who can do it for us under 19s. Where is he? I know he's here. In him. I know he's good though. Jordi. He's wanted by quite a few teams. Do you know what? Add him on the transfer list, young transfer list, because he's finishes 14, so it's cracking. We can train him into an advanced forward if we want to do. He's valued at 200k. What's his release clause at? 69 mil. Bloody hell, that's a lot of money. But the person I'm trying to find is Luis Velasquez, and he's wanted by quite a few teams. But he's the left back that I want, really, and we can trade him into something very, very talented. He's only 16. He's already a Spanish international. Very important. So I need to first off look at the squad. I need to identify which players we want to bring back from loan. That's very important. And then also I need to identify which players we want to sell, so we can try and raise a bit of funds to try and sign some of these young players that I can bring in who's going to add something very quickly and something very well. Actually, there is one player I do want to try and bring in, Morilla, and he actually plays for Gujan. He's actually a left winger apparently now. He was a central attacking mid the last FIFA, but I'm okay with that. He's valued at 125k, and his release clause is nearly 6 mil. That's upsetting. But if we have a look at value, who is good that I don't mind selling? Now, we can't bring him back from loan, so we can't really sell him. We want somebody that we could sell that isn't too vital to the club. I know we needed a left back, but if I remember correctly, we've got some left backs already from loan. Yeah, we've got 2 decent left backs from loan. Ismail Lopez, Daniel Escure. Is he any good? He's not bad. He's 25, he can do the job. And then you got Mazala, who's also very good. It'll be a very tough contest to see who's better out of them. But for 525k, we'll offer to clubs to see if anybody wants him. And there's also a defender that I know I can sell who isn't amazing. He's valued around the 350k. Yeah, Nicole, this guy, I don't think he's that good, and we've already got quite a few good defenders, so we're going to offer to the clubs as well to see if anybody wants him. Now we're going to try and sign, because the last time I tried to do, look at this, Penderson. I was thinking about trying to bring in Penderson if we had ever had the money, because he's a European international, and when I was doing it with Birmingham City last year in FIFA, in Football Manager, oh no, it wasn't last year, Football Manager 18 I think it was, or 19, it was 19 I think. He was a fantastic player for me. I'd say he's probably one of the best. Oh wow, that's actually somebody I used to know. I actually know him in real life. Villalba, Blues player. I'm just having a quick look here. Kieftenbell. Hog. Interesting. But we could see, we could have a look at the transfer list and see if there's anybody that's any good for us on the right mid or left back, that we could potentially bring him either on loan or something like that. Oh, it's not a bad idea to look at the Man U. Man U's always got good players. So here's our default thing. And we're going to try and bring in these two. So, Luis Montaigne and Raheem Ibrahim. We're going to be making an offer. Now, I've been told that you can get him for 50k. Now, I don't... I think that's a bit of bull crap, if I'm honest. We could bring him in for 100k, and we'll have instalments of the 12 years. We'll do a 2-year period, and I'm going to actually offer him another 135k, and we're going to see what they say. They're absolutely happy with that. They're so delighted, and that means that we can get straight away into contract talks with him. Luis Montaigne. Now, if you was to approach to sign him, compensation would be like 1.6 mil, and like we don't have 1.6 mil. You know this, I know this. So we're going to try and make an offer. He's valued at 125k, so we're going to have instalments again, but over the 3-year period, because I think he's going to be a lot harder to try and sign this time. Remove all this. We're going to give another... I'm willing another 100k, but this time I'm willing to say over the 3-year periods, I'll give you 100k each year. What do you suggest to that? They want 825. I think we could bring it down. We're going to keep it to the 100k. We don't really have the money to give otherwise from 100k. So we'll leave it like that. We'll go with 525. They see it as actually as unacceptable. But I don't know what. Actually, we'll go 150. We'll go 150 then. I'm sure that'll please them a little bit because they're getting a bit more for their money. And we'll offer them 750,000. We'll see what they say to that. It'll be interesting to see. Yeah, we're actually going to accept the club vision. I'm absolutely happy with all that. And let's, for the first time, we've spent, how long? An hour and a half setting everything up. But it's all ready. It's all done. And obviously, already, we get to talk with contracts. We're going to start negotiations. Now, we've said breakthrough promise, but we're actually going to put him as a fringe player. He's going to be mostly coming back. We're going to put him more as an impact sub. We don't want to be giving him a huge raid rise. I don't want that. I will definitely be sending him on a Spanish course to learn, but there we go. And we're going to straight away start negotiating a contract. Now, I want to give him, well, I could give him a 5-year contract. I'm willing to give him a 4-year contract because he's going to improve and we're going to increase his minimum fee release clause. At the moment, I think the release clause for him should be 8 mil. Because if he can get as good as what I believe he can, that's fine. The yearly rage-wise, 15k we're going to bring down. Appearance fee, usage fee, that's fine. We'll give him the sign-on fee to, I don't know, 18k or something, yeah. I'll give him a wage of 2k a week, I think. And if he gets 20 games, I'll increase it to 2.5. And he's accepted the deal, he's satisfied, and he's pleased to see it was gone so quick. So hopefully we can bring in our first player to the club, and he's a centre defending mid from Ghana for only 250k. So, you know, hopefully a cracking deal for us. Here's all the people that are contracts are nearly running out. I'm going to deal with this later on in the year. At the moment, no, this is important. Because I like to give it more, because we're going to save more money. So every time they do something wrong, we're saving more money. That's what you got to think here. So they've missed training. I want a week of their wages. The second time they do it, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. It's a shame you can't say more than that, but I don't exactly know what this is. I don't know, but I'm leaving it as what it is. Multiple bans. Multiple booking ban. 1 day. That's fine. I don't mind that. Sending off. Now, if they get sent off by 2 bookings, it could cost us a game. So I want quite big punch, especially this one. This needs to be constant. Like, that needs to be improved significantly. Multiple down. Do I want half a week instead, or should I just leave it as the day? I'm going to leave it like that. We're going to confirm it. Something we're also going to do to get our team morale up. So we're going to have a quick meeting with them. I'm going to introduce myself as the new manager. I'm also going to say that I think we could play for playoffs, which is what the board wants, and they're all happy with that. They all think we can do it. It's exactly what I'm after. I'm also going to tell them about the new conduct rules. I don't think it will make much of a distance. Seems to be along the lines of what we were expecting. Perfect. It's a great response. I'm very happy. And boom, there's just like that. Everyone's morale is already slightly like they're all happy, except from the few people that have been loaned out. But that's because they're not at the club at the moment. Oh yeah, we don't want him to be on. We don't want him to be sold. Not set, because he could actually be quite a useful player for us. God, our first friendly is against Villarreal. That's going to be a tough match. I guess we'll test out our second style of football rather than our first one. Here's our loan report. All the loan players. Obviously, you can see there's some talent here. This is the thing that annoys me. Is like these three players here shouldn't be on loan. I could maybe understand him, but really we could give him first team football on that left wing. I know he's from the left wing because he's an English lad who we bought from Tottenham. It's interesting. Offers made for Hunt, offers made for Brown, offers made for him. So we're not going to get all these staff members. I'm fully aware of this. That's fine. But it's when we have the full team. That's where I look. The full staff. That's where I look forward to it most. Oh God, yes. I've just remembered Responsibilities. Staff. I want all the responsibilities of hiring and firing people. It's my job to do that. No one else's. I'm also going to try and bring in the best under-19s coaches I can get as well, because obviously we want to build something at the club. Contract wise, I'm hiring and giving people contract extensions and stuff like no one else is. I'm taking full responsibility of that. Scouting I will deal with later, but the transfers at the moment we're going to go to. This is important. I'm taking control of the under-19s. I don't want people selling my players that I brought in myself. Inviting players for the Spanish B to sign for Tenerife B, I'm actually going to leave the exact same. I don't mind them having that. It'll actually be the manager of Tenerife B. But I think we need to get him. But selling players on the other end, that is my thing, because they could bring in a very good player that I want to have. I'm taking control of that. Training. We go to see if training emails from Tenerife. Yeah, he's leading the under-23s. I take control of the thingy. I'm going to delegate this to my goalkeeper coach at the moment, but it will be delegated again to the proper people. Leads general training, leads individual training. I'm taking control of again. Now he's the manager. He's not the best, but it's fine. It's fine. I could get a better B manager and see how far they can go up, because it's good to have a good B team. The media, nice. Very excited. Great club. Can't wait to get stuck in. It's got a tremendous potential. None whatsoever. Don't think age is important. Give those who want a chance to play at the level. So because of the quality of the team, fresh start, new manager, everyone's upbeat. Fans will play a massive part. Long-term success. I don't want to aim high straight away. You have to work hard for success. I agree with that. He's a tremendous player. And that's it. There's our first press conference as Tenerife's manager. And hopefully we can start getting people in. So they've come back and they've rejected the offer. Bloody hell. Of Montaigne. 800k. They still think it's unacceptable. I'm willing to go 7.5. I'll make the offer of that. I'm wondering to see what they say. Scout introduction, assign scouts, handle scout meetings. Villarreal has tried to sign the central attacking mid from Ivory Coast that we had. Now, I'm actually willing to let him go, because there's another guy from Cameroon, that Muove, who you could potentially sign for free. It's just he doesn't want to move at the moment. He's only 17, so he's got potential to join us. Is that the guy I'm trying to sign for my assistant manager? No, he isn't. He's a scout, I believe. A lot of our scouts are going, but we've signed our first coach. Paul McGuinness is joining Tenerife. We'll send him on the course. We're also going to ask him for players that they think could do. Fitness coach we're going to accept, and a scout. Just bring them into the team then. Just get them all. Send on that. Ask them and scouts, team analysts, and coaches and assistant managers and stuff like that, and scouts. Sorry. I'm all going to ask, and especially youth for development as well, because I think he might know somebody who I'm not aware of who's under age 18 who could become a really good young prospect for us. Is Roger Cross, our new head of scouting at Tenerife, so we'll bring him in. Chamberlain, our new goalkeeper coach. Be interesting to see. Here's already the scout report, and there's already, as you can see here, some decent players. Wow. I'm just looking at value, if we can bring them in, potentially. Ivan ain't bad. 825k from Levante, right back. We do have a right back, but he isn't fantastic. He'll be I think he'll be better. So we'll put Ivan on the thingy, and we're also going to ask to. I think we've already asked him to scout him as much as possible. This guy, Jesus Jimenez, his potential's great, apparently. So look at his report. He's a leading thingy, would be very good. Slightly interested. We could bring him in for quite a bargain as well, to be fair, on the left. But I want someone on the right mostly. And there's one other player, and there's this left back, because we definitely need a left back no matter what. It's this guy, 850k. He'll be our best left back, and we'll put him as a default as well. Does he still need more scat? He's 1.1 mil. So we could potentially get a deal for him. I think he'll be cracking. Would this guy want a loan deal? See, I'd be happy with loans and stuff like that. That'd be fine. Something I've also noticed, and we are going to do, because we might get a really good team. Send on the course, ask for recommendation. Here we go. Data analyst, sports ahead science, chief data analyst, a scout, fitness coach. Well, he's not our he is our fitness coach. Our assistant manager. Very, very interested to see what he says is a recommendation for the team. The song, because we're bringing all these players in. We're going to clear all this at the moment. What was I going to do? I think I was going to do. What was I going to do? I thought to myself, I need to do it before, I move forward even more. And I forgot what I was gonna. Oh, I think it's selling these players. So he's wanted on loan by a few clubs, but we're just gonna put him as a transfer listed, and we're not gonna put him as available on loan, unavailable for loan. Confirm. Offer to clubs. We see what they say. And who was the other guy that I offered? Danny Hernandez is wanted by a few clubs. I won't mind selling him. Lopez. Transfer status. Quite a few clubs want him on loan. Unavailable for loan. Transfer list. Boom. Offer to clubs. Send. See if we get any little biters for these players. We can get some money in the club. Ask for a recommendation on the Heads of science didn't really need. Chief data analyst, I definitely want to see. Send scout, ask for recommendation. Fitness coach will ask. Assistant manager, very interested to see what he says. Coach again. 140k for him. And no, I'm not doing that. That's a terrible deal for him. I was hoping for about 450 for him, if I'm honest. I thought he's quite a decent. Oh yeah, head physio. So let's have a look what they said to the scouts. What the scouts think. A few interesting players has popped up. Not bad, if I'm honest. Quite old though, these players, which is a little bit nerve-wracking. But this 29-year-old box-to-box midfielder isn't bad. Could he play ball in midfield? Yeah, he could. It's $500,000. It's like a lot of our budget gone. Right, we'll send him on. Ask for why am I asking my head of thingy recommendation? I don't know. But we've got our assistant manager in the club. Okay, right. 200k. I can't believe I'm doing this. 200k. And let's see. He's going to become good in the future. Still unacceptable, right? Let's say $1 mil. Interested to see what the scout says. Yeah, they're all trying to bid for him. A lot of the Spanish clubs. It's quite interesting because I don't think the Spanish clubs would know who these players are, but apparently they already got a good idea of these young talents in Spain. Really interesting. So who's left? Scout. These two already had offers. We've got all our coaches now. It is literally just the two scouts that we're waiting for. We've got all our medical team. We've got all the coaching staff. As you can see, we've got the best coaching staff in the league. I told you we could do quite good, and that's why we needed that rehaul. No, we're not searching for new ones. We're going to clear this, and we're going to give what's needed to be given. So who's better here? Yeah, I'm happy with that. Fitness coaches. Perfect. Normal coaches, right? Yeah, that's definitely your kind of thing. I'm kind of questioning if I want to give you both. 3, 4. Like, I'd love to just give you that, and then we've got a really good technical defence coach, but you know, can't just have that. He's better in that. I could do that to cover that for him, and I could also do that for him. Actually, I can't. He's going to have to focus on that. What if he was to do that? Would it harm that one significantly? It will. Right. If I do this... I've done that. So the stats are all great. Problem is that I need the assistant manager to do some of this as well. I don't mind, like, See, I could do that, and he can just have that attacking, and he can do one of these. He's good at that. And let's say I'll do that. It's 3 stars for me. It's average. So that's heavy. That's heavy. That's heavy, that's heavy. So that's average, that's average. So it's all average at the moment. To be fair, he's not focusing on any of them, so I could just do this to see which ones give light. So light, average, average, light, average, light, yeah. So that's good. So we've got a very well balanced coaching team that are all going to be coaching them to exactly what they need to be done, which is great. Hopefully this live stream's doing okay. I'm wondering to see. Might just quickly go on my phone and see what's happening and see if I can see my own live stream. My video, is it say I'm live? Okay, it seems to be about fine. I know there's a delay. I've said an 8-second delay. Actually, it's very much delayed. Now look at it. Okay, it isn't as delayed as what I thought it was. I've just realised. I'm like, hang on, I swear I saw this like an hour ago. But no, it's actually the screen I'm looking at right now. So it is delayed by about really 15 to 20 seconds. But it isn't too bad. It's fine. You can see exactly what's happening on with the screen and stuff like that. But yeah. They've accepted the offer. So we could get 2 in now. They've accepted a mil. Breakthrough prospects. I'm fine with this because I don't think anybody else is trying to sign him. I want a forge, not only a 3-year contract though. Right, I want a clause. I want an optional club extension of a 2-year season. The release clause is to be 10 mil. I'm willing to give a wage of 1.8k. I'm willing to give him a sign-on fee of 15k. The bonus, I want his goal bonus to be a bit bigger, just because there's more intention for him to get that goal. I actually want to remove his thingy because we want to get him on the bench a little bit. Yearly rise, I hate yearly rises. Top promotion wage rise, that's fine. Do you know what? I'm happy with that. If he's willing to accept that. Okay, he wants a bit more. International cap bonus. Unused substitution fee. I'm removing the unused substitution fee. He wants 40%. And we'll put it as medium. What does that actually mean? It's marked as semi-negotiable. Boom. And we might have just signed a really good young Romanian striker as well. Yeah. So we're adding youth players to the team who in the future could very much easily become something very talented if they're given the game time. And because I'm the manager, of course I'm going to give them the game time. I know what they can turn into, their ability, and if they're trained and worked with correctly, then they can get the right thing. We ain't gonna get this scout. I already know that for a fact. General training for youth squads, individual, yeah. Well, at the moment we're doing quite well actually. We're signing the 2 targets that I really wanted to bring in. They're still very young. They've got loads of room for potential. We've given them huge transfer, transfer fees. So let's say he becomes semi-decent and Barcelona's like, oh, hang on, he's got potential, 10 million. We've just sold a player that, values probably like 2 mil for 10 mil. So it's stuff like that I don't mind too much. But we do need to make sure that no big clubs really want these players too much. That's the one thing I've got to keep in my mind. But now we've got most of our scouts, I'm actually going to tell my scouts to please start scouting my my scouting lists. It'll be very interesting to see what they can do and see if there's anybody in here that, you know, we could sign straight away to the club and make into quite a talented player. But we are definitely, I think the left back position isn't as bad as what I thought it was. We definitely need a right winger. Look, there we go. Our first signing, Raheem Ibrahim, for 235k, a release clause of 8 million. And we're bringing him to the club. I'm interested to see what he can do at this team. We're going to put him in the first team as well, so we can start training him exactly with the squad we've got. Yeah, 2 stars. You know, he says here he could improve a lot. Paid over the odds to get him. Trust me, mate. He's going to turn into something quite good. His stats aren't that bad. He's a ball midfielder, which is what we've got in our formation anyway. And you're looking at the current ability, you're looking at the potential ability, and you'll figure to yourself, you paid that much for him. That's like half of your budget. Like, gone. And he's actually a player just the league below us. You know, he's not even good as well, Santi's 34, but you know, the player that you're looking at selling. Why are you bringing him in? He could improve a lot in the future. Don't underestimate that. I've seen a lot of times where it says that, I ain't seen a lot of times. I've seen it where they've said that this player won't grow that far ahead. Like here is potential ability, but he can become something very, very good, like super good. His determination is 15, and his work rate's 12. That's very important for a player of his level at the moment. The one thing I'm interested in seeing is personality, and I can't actually see his personality at this moment in time. Where is his personality? Reports, status, happiness, form, contract, career stats, scout report, info. Would it be classed as information? Defensive midfielder. Person fairly determined. That is the reason why he's going to become so good. Is because he's fairly determined. And you know, we've just signed him for 235k, when we've only paid only 100k from him at the moment. So you know, we've still got 325k of the budget left, and we're going to spend another 200 of that. They're telling him he's more suited for under 19s, but I want him in that first team. We're going to be revealing him. Delighted to welcome him to the club. I have the utmost 1 points. Always looking for the future. We worked night and day to get this one. I'll continue spending money where it's needed. Is it a risk? I don't think it's a risk. I wouldn't have sanctioned it if I didn't think it's a solid investment. So yeah. Actually, we can add my my profile, and we can add a nickname, I believe. How do I do that now? Retire. I don't want to retire. Is there a way to edit it where it tells me how to give a nickname? There is a way to give a nickname. Promises, relationship history, notebook. Well, I'm going to have to look around and see if I can try and find a way to do that. But, yeah, I'm happy, because we've got most of the... Look, we've just brought back... we only got one of our scouts in. We've still got one more left, and we've already got the best scouts in the league. It's like, this is what I mean. We might have just spent 1.2 mil on scouts. Not on scouts, on the backroom staff. But this backroom staff is going to stay with me for 3 seasons. It's going to make us the best team, trained wise and stuff like that, in the league. There's clubs with a lot more money than us, but you know, they're not going to compete with us in the sense of training. Scouting. Scout him. I like the look of these. There's some players here. Alexander Mitrovic. He's got a bid here from QPR, Bristol, Leeds. It's quite a few. How did he want on a contract? Important player will improve the coach. What you want about, mate? Yeah. We'll remove that. We'll see what he says. Finalised deal. What's it? See, we can only offer 6k, and he ain't gonna want that. Right, walk away. He wasn't a bad idea though. I'm glad the scouts told me about him. He was a good look. I like the look of some of these younger people who we've not heard of before. 29-year-old. I believe you can also buy Toure. Yaya Toure, yeah, free agent, Yaya Toure. Get that scout report. We'll actually offer him a trial. See if he wants to have a trial at thingy. Because I know he's old, but it's Yaya Toure, man. Like, why would you not want Yaya Toure? There we go. There's our striker we brought in for, well, $1 million, but technically we've only spent 205k, so we've only got 100k left in the transfer budget to sign players, which isn't a problem because I don't think we're going to be able to sign anybody else, if I'm honest. But be sure to goddamn try. Release clause of £10 million. Got a contract extension of an extra 2 years if we wanted to, but we'll leave it till near the end. Look at his finishing 11 to 19. He's going to be so deadly finishing wise, and he can. Look at this. Look at this. Be very, very pleased with the signing. You'll see him become a real key player if he realises his potential. He's a 2-star striker. So he's the kind of the league below us kind of level. But look at this potential. This is the best potential we've got. Send him on that international course. And we're also going to try and get Sands to, you know. Torre's actually accepted the trial with us. And here's Montague, finishing 13, 11 dribbling, first touch, passing's 10, techniques thingy, composure's 12, so he's going to be good, concentration's 12, his bravery isn't the best, so he ain't going to get himself stuck into tackles, and especially with his aggression, he isn't. Determination's 12, off the ball 12, work rate 11, you know, he's advanced forwards, which is what I like, his pace is forward, he's already quite fast, and if we have a look at his scout reports real quickly here, it just says he could prove a lot in the future, but he could be quite easily thinking, what's his leadership for? Okay, so there's no point trying to get him in there, but we've signed 2 very good young players for not a lot of money. You know, they're not Spanish, I'm aware of this. The board will be a little bit pissed off with it not being Spanish, but I have to do what I've got to do to make this team to something really strong. Arsenal wants him. Pedro Diaz. It'd be interesting to see what he's like. Pablo 19. And we could get him for 37. Damn. Okay. So the good thing is now is that we're just. Oh crap! I need to try and. Yeah, Dore. We don't know yet. We've only had him first day. We don't know if we want to sign him. Stat-wise, he's like fantastic. Of course, he is. I'm wondering what kind of contract he wants. Could you imagine if we bring in Yaya Toure? Wow, we could actually bring Yaya Toure into the club, you know. Wow. I really shouldn't be doing this, if I'm honest. But it's funny. So I want to do it. Do you know what? I don't want to lose him, but to be fair, a mil I won't mind. I wonder if he's. Could we get him on a 2.5k a week? Oh my god, he actually has accepted. Okay, let's bring Yaya Toure to the club. His stats are fantastic anyway. Look at this. It'll be, we could make him into a captain. If we have a quick look at his report, according to my scouts, he's a decent player for our level. And he can play the deep line playmaker. He can play up the pitch as well. So that's good. And he can even play in a, an anchor man role kind of thing, which is what he'd done for Barcelona. Or we could play him as like an advanced forward. He's got the stats to do it. He can play all over the pitch. If I really wanted to, I could probably even put him as a striker, but there's no point. So yeah, we're going to try and bring in Yaya Toure. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. That's fantastic. I love it. I love Tenerife. This is going to be a great thing. Here's me saying we need to buy young players and not get like carried away, but with the money we've got. But for just 225k a week, we might as well. Oh well, that is all our wage budget if we bring in Yaya Toure. I need to have a look for loans. So let's have a look. What's been loan listed? Take this off. What's going on? Angel Gomez. I thought he would have, to be fair. I thought he would have been one of them. 22-year-old left back. But it's Gilmore, he's a good player. Fuchs. Is this the Fuchs that used to play? Yeah, it is. I do like the look of this guy. We are actually going to get a scout report on him. Just having a look to see if there's any names that I'm noticing. There are a few, but I'm trying to look for positions that really we need more than anything. It's alright saying all this, but it is whether or not they could. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. You remember when I was saying there's something I need to remember to do? Look at that. The overall budget's gone from 2 mil. Bloody hell. We're going to ask for a senior club. Oh, no. Not a senior club. We're going to ask for a senior affiliate club. Perfect, yeah. So what this means is that we could potentially, because of our level, we could get someone like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Valencia, and we can bring in their talent for no cost of their wage. Yeah, you've heard me right, no cost of the wage. So we could still bring in a fantastic right winger, which potentially, this club didn't want to let go, but because we're the senior affiliate, they wouldn't mind letting us have it. I can't believe we're bringing in Yaya Toure. I could cancel the contract if I wanted to, but it's too good. Shortlist. No, not shortlist search. I'm still looking at the wingers. Okay. Gomez is the best winger. Is the best one. He can play on the left. Don't exactly need the left. Okay, I'm back. I just had to speak to somebody then. It's not a bad loan. What's his... Oh wow, his contract actually expires this season. Right, we do actually need to make a short list of players' contracts who are actually running out, because that is something that we're going to make over a lot of money from. because no, I want to create a new. No, not a new search. A new shortlist. Out of. Just out of contract. And we can start putting a few players in this for us to be aware of that we could potentially sign if their contract comes under due. Like, for example, Angel Gomez. Like, why wouldn't we want to try and sign this guy? He's out of contract. What's his loan rate? 10%. I can't offer 10% because we've offered Yaya Toure it. That's mental. We do need to sell players. I'm aware of that. We do need to sell players, but I'm going to edit search. We're going to look at the right. Anybody on the right. Why right is like can't see anybody. I'm not even noticing anybody here who's any good, but we're just going to get a scout report on all of them. It's very important we find someone on that right, even if it is a backup from just Suso. We'll have a look at left backs as well. There might be something, I don't know, think of really good value for us. I've heard of Matty Foles, but I don't think he would be at this level maybe. But we'll scout all them. We've got time. We're scouting these players. I am going to set up our individual scouts as well. But at the moment, we are okay. We are all okay. What the hell? I've put it as like not viewable, but I'm pretty sure you guys could have all heard me just. Because the mic thing's going up and I'm hearing it and I'm pretty sure thingy. But we've we're bringing in Yaya Toure, because why the hell not, man? Why the hell not? 33-year-old thingy. Right, let me go back to the YouTube because I had to change the voice. Still live, and we're nearly over the 2-hour mark. So we've still got half an hour to do what we got to do. We haven't even had our first game. But we have signed 3 players. We've got our entire staff in. I'm going to set up my scouts next game. Here we are. We've brought in Yaya Toure for only 2.5 mil, 2.5k a week. It's hardly anything. So, you know, I don't mind it, and he will be a key player. Like, look at this. He's one of our best players already. Overplayer. I wouldn't go that far. But he's a very good player. Just auto assign. I don't need what we got at the moment. And also Yaya Toure's classes as a EU player, I'm pretty sure. Auto select in Yaya Toure. Who's the foreign player? This guy, the striker. No, I can't see. Raheem Ibrahim is under 19, so he doesn't actually have to be classed. That's fantastic news. That is fantastic news. Yeah, so we've signed Yaya Toure. What a signing. And it really adds a bit of depth to the midfield now, because it means that Milner, he's a centre attacking mid, but he can become quality as well. And Yaya Toure can play here. I believe he's a defender. I know he isn't. We got him on loan. Was he our player? He's on loan from Real Madrid. Interesting. Sands is our defensive midfielder. He's a defensive midfielder. So we've got 4 deep line playmakers. Well, we've got 3 with Javi Muniz, who can play in there. But I'm sure Javi Muniz could also play defensive ball midfielder potentially. It's not suiting. No, to be fair, he's terrible at it. Maybe not. Maybe he's just a ball playing midfielder. Right, clear position. Then. But yeah, Milner and Yaya Toure. So if we do lose Milner halfway through the season, like I feel like we will, that's going to happen. He's wanted on loan. I don't want him to go on loan. Offer to club. Offer to club. Can I bring back my goalkeeper? Oh, nah. Carlo. Can't recall back. Not even the first 28. I can recall him back, so I can actually get rid of the other goalkeeper we got, who's wanted by a few clubs. I could actually try and sell him for money, which is good. Do you know what I should do? Should try and do one of these deals. Look, they're giving me crap deal for. I know he's on the transfer. He's on the transfer list, but that's ridiculous, man. Yes, he can lead the club to glory. It's a whole boost for the entire team. We'll never risk the club's future. Be a success from I'll have a great friend. I wonder if we could even give him like a job if he decides to retire like next season. We could potentially give him a job within either the B team or the under-19s. Do we even have an under-19s manager? Yes, we do. Who is it? Cristiano Morero, who isn't the best, but he's not bad. To be fair, he isn't terrible. Okay, right. I am going to do one of those leagues. I wasn't planning on doing it, but the next game isn't until the 24th, and if I'm honest, we do this at the camp now. Training camp, and then it's random friendly, and then our first game actually starts in the 18th of August, and we could be building a little bit of money. If we'd done it that day instead. See, like, look at this. Yeah, I'm not actually going to manage these games because I'm going to lose terribly. And although, yeah, we can definitely see if it will work or not. So we'll confirm it, because that's the first. Bloody hell, we've got Bars. Like, look at this. This is ridiculous, man. At least with these, they're all home matches, and we can actually get money from it. So I don't know why we wouldn't want to do it, if I'm honest. We're just two large foreign teams then. I don't mind that. Zenit. Okay, they're not going to accept it, it looks like. CSKA Moscow. It's too far. Monaco will accept. Of that, who are them? That's another. I don't know what team that is. They ain't gonna consider it because it's too far as well. Malaga. I know they've got quite a big fan base, and we'll do them as well. And we'll class this as number 2. These will probably also be televised as well, so we'll get the money. And then what I'm going to do is we'll go to matches, and then it will say lead training, and we'll leave it to our thingy. So to test out, this kind of idea, we're going to just clear the entire positions, and we'll see the kind of results that we get with it, with that tactic being used. Hopefully all these friendlies will be accepted, so we can get a bit of money. Yes, yeah, perfect. I love it. So as you can see here, this one we're making 100 grand no matter what, and we're also going to be making nearly 300k on this one as well, which is fantastic. Now you might be thinking, Brad, why would you want to do this? You're going to absolutely knacker out your team. This is true. This is very true. But if you ever look at the team cohesion, all of my team don't really get along just yet because they're all just been brought in or something of that sort. Do you know what I mean? They're all quite new. They're not used to playing with each other as a team. So we're giving them these friendly matches to, one, raise money. Two, we can also grow quite a bit of a fan base from it as well, actually. 36, like, come on, I understand that we ain't got a lot of money and it is a lot cheaper to be buying this kind of these players, but it shouldn't be like this. Yeah, Lewis Montague, he's in the under 23s. He should be moved to the senior team. Montague, I'm actually gonna give him training, and normally I go with I'd normally go with the complete forward because he just does everything he needs to have. We put him on automatic, and we'll put him on attacking movement. His attacking movement's already really good, to be fair. Just put him as none, and he can focus on what he needs to do. His technique isn't the best. We will have to try and give him new training traits, but at the moment we don't want to do that. We just want him to settle in at the club without really making such massive moves on what we want him to become. As Ibrahim, training as well. We want him to be that ball-in midfielder, or we want him to. But he's a defensive midfielder. We want him to be a central midfielder as well, to be fair. Defence. And I want him to be on double. He's got to be on double, in my opinion. And there we go. There's those two. And hopefully we can get these people and get it all rolling. Rolling on the river. But we're doing very well at the moment. We've got a lot of things done. I'm very happy with the signings we've done, actually. Although we do want more wingers, and see, look, we've got no familiarity of this style of football at all. Like, nothing at all. So we need to build that up no matter what. We can also add the generic football of Gegenpressing, because I know that does work in the Spanish league. Compared to tiki-taka, it does work. Also, Gegenpressing in Football Manager does seem to work a lot better compared to all of them. So, that is something as well. But yeah, it's all going very, very well at the moment. So you can see here, team dynamic, terrible team cohesion. Tactically, there's no familiarity at all. There is God's standard of nothing. We're going to create a brand new tactic here. We're going to see that according to this, I can do Gegenpressing, which is fantastic. We are going to do it like this. We'll leave it like that, and you can see the familiarity is a bit better, but the intensity is normal. It's moderate. I don't want that. Overview, and also moderate on here, so it isn't too intense compared to the other one. But we are going to try and do it with this tactic because it is that counter-offensive. So we'll do it with the first league that we do it with. Will be with this tactic. The next league will be the other one. And then slowly they can get their familiarity up with this kind of style of football that we want them to play. Because it's important that they understand their role so they can use this tactic in the best way possible. I'm interested to see whether or not we can beat these teams. Training club, include everyone, including youth prospects. We don't really have that many youth prospects, to be fair. If we're going to get them, we need to buy them. Let's see what we can do. I'm interested to see who's our... See, we lost 1-0 with that tactic, so we didn't lose ridiculously. Which is a bit hopeful. And I can show you what I mean when I said you can get a lot of money from these kind of leagues. Like this will boost our budget by about £1 million. I see he is a good signing. Second division, and he can become first league division. That is good. Keep scouting him. See, this is a player I'd love to have at the club. I'd just love to have him. Second division would be a good signing. Keep scouting. 825k for this left back. I think that's going to be a really good signing if we could get him in. Keep scouting. So Levante have signed him. Decent level. Can become first team in the future. Keep scouting. Omari, they don't want to sell him apparently. These are, I'm pretty sure these are the wingers that are on loan maybe. There's that right back that we was looking at. Interesting. This was the winger, the right winger, who we said that if they went on loan, we'd definitely want to try and sign him. I wonder if they would accept loan. They would. They would have to require 100% of his wage, and it's only £9,000, so I'd actually be willing to do that. Rene, fantastic player, but obviously Brazilian, so we need to be careful with stuff like that. This goalkeeper, he's got potential. I like it when goalkeepers have potential. He's got potential. Ciel Lopez has got potential. The good thing is that we actually don't own these players. The player that's the non-EU, so we can technically sign these two Brazilian players right now. Like, look at this guy. He fits our mould perfectly, and he's so cheap. He's dubious of the transfer, but it isn't that bad. I don't know why we're accepting more friendlies. It should be me who's accepting friendlies more than anything. Team reports. Where am I? Staff. Responsibilities. Matches. Arranging friendlies. Give it me. Oh, no. Delegate. I'm arranging the friendlies. Under 19s, I can do it. Arrange friendly if there's no fixture during the week, yeah. That's absolutely fine. I'm okay with that. Can we beat Seville? That's a question. I'm interested to see who our who the board comes back with, saying that RC, we won. See, this tactic is working. It can beat big teams. We shouldn't really be beating Seville. To be fair, they might put the second team out, but like I say, we shouldn't be beating them. Still, 180k for this young German goalkeeper, who's got the potential. Young Brazilian, only 300 and he's on loan from Canar. I don't know who the hell Canar is. I've never seen this guy before in my life, but apparently he's super good. I'm interested. I am. They've got my interest. This was the guy who was on loan. Aaron Rowe, a winger. He's right. Senior team, fairly good for the senior team. Really? Really? Because I'm seeing that and I'm thinking not. Yeah, I'm thinking not. That doesn't sound like he's a senior team player. 26-year-olds, 160k. Like, there is quite a few people here who have got some ability behind them, and you can sign them for quite cheap. And I'm happy because the scouts are coming up with some cracking players here for us to look at. 365 is only 19, but he's on loan, so we can't bring him in. I won't lie, they've piqued my interest. Carl da Silva. I know this bloke. I know him. What's his report? His scouting's in process still. What's it? Is he wanted on loan? I like Da Silva. I think that would actually be got a good deal. Oh, we beat them on a penalty. So it's a very defensive system. It seems there doesn't seem to be that much counter attack, but that could be because well, they're not used to the system yet. But we'll see how used to the system they are because of it. But Yaya Touré's the first person to score for us. Yeah, it's a very defensive system. So it's more of it's more defensive. And if we have a look now, Flimmer, it really hasn't. It hasn't at all. I'm wondering if it's because I don't put the players in the position. I thought they would have started training with it, but apparently not. But we've drawed. If Valencia win, they win the entire thing. If they lose, then it goes from goal difference, which are win. Okay, so they've won, Valencia. As far as I'm aware, they've won the league that we've made up. Oh. Or maybe we have, I don't know. Not exactly sure who's won it, but if we go to the competitions, yeah, it tells you knocked out in one. It's interesting. So yeah, they're putting the team that they feel is best suited for it, and we're playing against them. So if you have a look at the finances, you could see we've increased by £1 million. You might be wondering, how on earth has that happened? Can you go through it? Yes, I can. So you can see here, the gate receipts were nearly £1 million in their own right. From that one little league matches that we'd done, loads of people come to visit it, and we nearly made £1 million from gate receipts. From TV, we made 213,000 in TV. The only thing that we lost from that we really lose money from is giving them the fee to come to the game itself. But not only that, we also lose some money in tax. So we actually lost we lost $250,000 there. So really, we made about £1.5 million in money there, and it's put our balance back where it needs to be in the good. We still got this other one as well. If I really wanted to, I could actually delete some of these friendlies, because we've got loads of friendlies here that we don't need to play. We don't need to play it. And I could just put more of these in to boost our finances back up. But I think I might leave that to you guys and what you think. Should I do that? Should I not do that? It'd also be interesting to see if you guys have watched it all the way through, and if this is entertaining or not. Because in my opinion, I think it can very much be, especially when we're actually in the league where it goes game by game, and then it's a case of can we win or can we, how good are we? So yeah, that was our first game, wasn't it, against Gujan? So we'll finish this league. We'll have our money in the thingy. Hopefully the board has told us a team that they want to work with, or they can give me some teams that are willing to work with us to send their players out on loan. I'm very much interested in. Can we win with this style of football that I've made the tactic for? Be interesting to see if it works or not. Yes, we have, and it wasn't a penalty, so we can win. We can actually score goals with it. And it's a good insight because that's a team in our league, that is. So very interesting. Marco has absolutely destroyed Malaga, 5-0 there. Interesting. Honestly, I'm quite surprised, but we might be able to bring in like 3 more people potentially. Like, I'm looking at some of these people the scouts have been are telling me about, and I'm like, with the money we've got, it is actually doable. It is. The right wingers on loan are terrible. If we're gonna make any right midfielders, we're gonna go for this bloke on loan. Where are you? Yeah. Lambagala. His contract expires in the next 2 seasons. But we could actually get a loan deal with a option to buy. very interested in loan with us, and I think he would suit the team very well. He'd be a very good winger for us, but we just need 900k wages. It's terrible when it's those few K that's you're missing. But we've brought 3 fantastic players that will really add value to the club in the future, and that's very important. So it's nearly come to, well, I think it has come to 2.5 hours of live stream. But I hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, I don't think anybody did pop in to watch it live, but I understand I've done it like in the middle of the day because I was a bit bored because of lockdown and stuff like that. But it normally will be at 6 o'clock every 2 days, so I'm going to do it on. So it'll be on Sunday at 6 o'clock, and we'll do it till about 8:30. It might be a bit earlier than that. It might be about 4ish actually on the weekends, and then we'll do it to about 6:30. But yeah, we're doing very well, in my opinion. I think we've added a lot of value to the team, in my opinion. Who is this guy? A guy from Lithuania. I'm just interested. I've never heard of any of these players before, and we might come across again. And we've got good enough scouts to scout them and tell us if they are any good or not. Like this is a guy from Morocco that I've never heard of. There's some guys not from Monaco, that seem to be quite good. 1-1 with Malaga. I'm not sure if Malaga are in our league. They are in our league, actually. I'm pretty sure they're very favourites to win it or something of that sort. Be interesting to see if we can beat Monaco. But either way, it'd be interesting. As today, the club has sold 7,674 season tickets for the upcoming season. They expect to sell another 2,300, so we're expecting to sell 10,000 season tickets to round up to about 10,000, yeah. So I want to have a quick look and see at the support base what we've got. So we've got a 25,000 seater stadium. So at Valencia we had 11,000 people come in. Nearly 2,000 of them were away fans. 2,000. Okay, so we actually sold more season tickets compared to this. As you can see here, the attendances for these 2 games are a lot lower. That is fine though. That is to be expected, if I'm honest. The Monaco game is the one that's going to make us the most money through gate receipts and stuff like that. But we're making money from this either way. Even if we make $500,000, that's $500,000 we wouldn't normally get. We drawed 1-1, a penalty again with Yaya Toure, so it seems like Yaya Toure can score penalties. But I think I'm going to be playing the next few friendlies so you guys can see the team and they can start getting used to me as a manager. And we can see what we can do against a really solid team like, you know, who's the first game? Not Valencia, it's the rivals, Villarreal. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we can do. And hopefully we can either hold out for a draw or, you know, get a sneaky win. But yeah, that's all the leagues done. Let me know if you think I should get rid of the friendlies, these friendlies, and do what I've done before, or do you think it's cheating and I shouldn't do it again? I just thought because like we've got the time and there's a lot of games that we could be playing and we could really get the team used to each other. Like for example, team cohesion now is average. It's fantastic. You know, my scouts and my coaches are all working together now with the team, so they're getting used to it. You know, the team is getting used to the tactic as well. So yeah, the more they get used to it, the better they will become. So I'm very interested to see exactly how we can do this. I'll put a team out for the next time. As well, and also we're going to start. I was going to say we can start telling our scouts exactly what we want to do for it, but apparently we're just doing general focus. What does that mean? Can I have a look at what that means? Scouting priorities, analysis of priority. Like we've got these people being analysed, and they're young players. So yeah, they've got the right idea. They're doing what I want to do. and we're getting some good names behind us, so we can still bring it. Let's have a look at the finances, actually. Yes, we made about $500,000 with that. We made about 700k. Yeah, Gateway City, actually we made 300k from Gateway City. So, yeah, like those extra few thousand really helps per game. But the TV revenue probably boots that up to get it. Yeah, so the TV revenue another 142k with the 325 there. So, yeah, not too bad. If you think I should continue to do it, like get rid of the friendlies and like see if I can try and get like Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Atletico Madrid, and Valencia, Villarreal, Seville, and stuff like that, like I have here in this first game. If I can find that, then I can do it and try and get the money. But if you think it's cheating, I will stop. That's not a problem. We've got a little bit of money now for us. We're still waiting for the club to give us a team that we could potentially get some good loan deals. It'd be nice to get Atletico Bilbao, because then we can get that with that we really want into the team. But except from that, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the live stream / episode. I'll be doing the next one on Sunday at 4 o'clock, and it will be finishing about 6:30, so it shouldn't take up all your day if you want to watch it live, and you can keep commenting and tell me what you think I should do. But yeah, I'll see you guys later.